Hello guys, Jonesy316 here, bringing you another episode of Jonesy Chinwag, obviously with my fellow friend Drad Punx. I don't know if to those of you who don't know him, he is a graphics designer, a wrestling fan, and a streamer himself. So obviously, if you've got any questions for him, feel free to ask. Depending on obviously what it is.
Yeah, I'm doing well, Jonesy. Thanks for having me here, man.
Well, that's great. That's great. Literally, how are you doing, Jay? How are you doing? How are you doing, Jay Skittles? How are you doing, Dark Hollow? How are you doing, Katie? Literally good to have you. So, anyways, obviously you're a big wrestling fan.
hmm
Yep. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Ooh, like number one, or can I name like my top three?
Top three. We'll go with top three.
Okay, let's see. Let's do number three.
Yep.
Rey Mysterio Jr. I love them in the WCW.
Nice.
Then of course WWE.
Yep.
Then second,
Ooh, that's a good
I,
one.
I'm really big into like really good like technical or high flyer wrestlers. So I have
Yeah.
to say the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Oh, AJ Styles. Gotta love him.
From 2000. I watched him since the TNA days, since 2002, so he's one of my favorites.
Wow.
Then number one of all time, Bret the Hitman Hart. Man, he's my guy. Bret
Really?
Hart. Yeah,
Wow.
I grew up to him ever since I was a kid. That's how I got into wrestling. When I first watched it, I think like in '92.
Yeah.
It had to be like '92 because I was probably like 5 or 6 years old. And the first person that I saw like on television and wrestling was, well, British Bulldog and Bret the Hitman Hart.
Wow.
So their SummerSlam match
Yeah.
from Wembley like was one of my favorites growing up as a kid. And yeah, Bret's my guy. That's the reason why, like, with all my colors that you see on my
Yeah.
channel, is dedicated to Bret the Hitman Hart, the pink and black and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
That does make
So,
sense. That does make sense. But I was expecting, I'm going to be honest, who your number one was. I was expecting CM Punk.
oh yeah, you're right. Because of my name.
I was expecting CM Punk due to obviously
Yeah.
what your name is.
Well, he makes if it was the top 10,
Yeah.
CM Punk will be in my top 10 for sure.
I
But he's not my number one.
I thought it was CM Punk. I was expecting CM Punk, I got to admit. So yeah, we have a question.
Yeah.
Pineapple on pizza, does it belong?
Yes. I'm a big pineapple fan. I know it's controversial. I love pineapple pizza. I've been eating it ever since I was a kid. Gordon Ramsay, you son of a biscuit. It's all your fault. You did this. You made people hate pineapple on pizza. Just say it.
Yeah, there you go, Jay. There you go, Jay Horner. He is a pineapple on pizza lover. So the Undertaker was
Are
your
you, Jonesy?
No.
Are you?
No.
Oh, you don't
no,
like it?
No. Do I hell? Do I hell? No. Damn it. Okay, to another one. So, Dark Hollow, actually, The Undertaker is your number one.
Oh,
The
nice.
Undertaker.
That's a good one.
That is a good one, I will say. If anybody wants to know my number one, if you're a wrestling fan, you should already know who my number one is, due to the fact of my name. But, anyways, as I'm going to say, what's your favourite pay-per-view? What has been your all-time favourite pay-per-view?
The Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
Hands down. Hands down. That's actually how I got into wrestling. My first ever pay-per-view or ever wrestling match that I ever got addicted to was the Royal Rumble 1992. And that's where like I discovered like Bret the Hitman Hart, British Bulldog and stuff. I did not like the winner of the Royal Rumble 1992 because Ric Flair won it.
Yeah.
For some reason, I still don't like Ric Flair till this very day. Ric Flair wasn't my favorite. I wanted Macho Man Randy Savage or the British Bulldog to win that Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
When Ric Flair won it, I was so mad. I didn't even know who that guy was. I just was so mad, like, as a kid. I'm just like, who the heck is this guy? He's really basic looking. I don't like him. Why does he do the woo all the time? And I'm like, ah, man, he survived. He was like from number 3 all the way then. But yeah, Royal Rumble hands down is still till this very day is one of my favorite pay-per-views. Yep.
Your favourite one. Royal Rumble is a very it's one of those big 4 pay-per-views from WWE, really, because
Yep.
I think my first Royal Rumble, if I had to say, my first Royal Rumble was actually '98.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, obviously I think that's the first one Austin won. I think.
Yeah. No, the one he won in 1997.
Oh, was it?
98 was the second win. Yep.
Oh, 98 was
But
the second win then.
yeah, but that was one of my favorites. If I had to like rank like top 10
Yeah.
Royal Rumbles of all time, number one, that has to be 1998 Royal Rumble. That was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, that was my first ever Royal Rumble. And
Nice.
I know the first ever WrestleMania would be 14 for me because I started watching it relatively then.
Oh, okay.
Um,
13,
what was your first
14.
WrestleMania then?
Um, well, I just remember like when I started watching, wrestling
Mm,
like in 92, I remember always seeing highlights of WrestleMania 8,
yeah.
but it wasn't broadcast live or anything. But I would have to say my legit like first WrestleMania I ever watched was WrestleMania 9, when they were in
Ooh.
Las Vegas. That's where the main event was Hulk. No, not Bret the Hitman Hart versus Yokozuna. Then Hulk Hogan cashed in his Money in the
Yeah.
Bank.
Yeah.
Then he defeated Yokozuna, and I remember me being so upset as a kid because
Yeah.
I'm not a Hogan fan. I've never been a Hulk Hogan fan when I was a kid. I thought he was like 60 years old when I was a kid. So I was like, nah, I don't like Hogan. I was a Bret guy the whole
Yeah,
time.
he's
So
always looked 60, hasn't he, really, Hulk?
I know, right?
Yeah, he's never
Or looks
aged,
the same.
really, apart from obviously the skin, but other than that, he's never really aged.
Yeah. I always called him Grandpa. Like, I don't like this Grandpa wrestler.
So, obviously, you're a graphics designer as well.
Yep.
Right. So, what's your favourite thing to design as a graphics designer?
Well, hands down, pixel art.
Mm,
I've been doing that for good 17 years coming up.
mm,
'Cause yeah, if you guys don't know, I am a graphic designer. I do it for a career. I graduated art school, got my bachelor's degree in design and advertising, and I do that for a living. That's what I do full time as a job, but I also do that for freelancing as well. Then I travel also for conventions and art shows. So I'm yeah, I love my career a
yeah.
lot. But yeah, I would have to say, Jonesy, yeah, definitely pixel art, hands down one of my favorites to do.
Pixel art.
And also doing visual effects like moving graphics and stuff. You know Jonesy
Yeah.
because I've done some of your
Yeah,
stuff.
no. He has done some of my stuff, guys. The logo up there, he did. The name up there, that way, he did as well. And literally, he did the overlay from the basically the main overlay. I'm going to call it the main overlay. He didn't do this one, but he did the main overlay that I use, and the intro, and the Be Right Back, and pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything.
Thanks, Jonesy, for giving
Yeah.
me the opportunity.
Yeah, no
Appreciate ya.
problem, no problem. Like I said, okay, what made you decide to go into graphic design? There we go.
I probably would have to say ever since I was just a kid, I
Mm,
always liked to draw. Um, like when I was like 5, I would remember this, which is pretty cool because I would watch like cartoons a lot. I was big into watching cartoons,
yeah.
and I'd just be drawing like very similar style, but mine's not as clean as like the cartoons. I always like the abstract style of stuff, that kind of like messy. So I used to like do that. I would have like a notepad and I would just like do that while I'm watching cartoons, or even like wrestling too. I would make up my own wrestlers
Yeah.
with my notepad and stuff. But yeah, and yeah, ever since then I always pursued art, like through elementary, middle school, high school,
Yep.
then going to college, university, and it's always stuck to me. So I've always been into art slash graphic design.
Yeah. But like I said, to be fair, you are a good graphics designer. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be
Thanks.
honest. No problem. Like I said, I'm gonna be honest. When I got you to design everything, obviously I did. I was like, I wonder how it's gonna turn out. If it's anything
Mhm.
like his overlay and everything, it should turn out great. And then when you sent it me, it was like, that's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I love the little, with the fire on his hair and everything else. The logo was awesome. The overlay was awesome. It was all awesome, to be fair. So how
Oh
long?
yeah, thank you.
So you've been at graphic design how long?
Um, career-wise, it's gonna be 17 years coming up in January for me.
Yeah.
Because I remember when 2008 when I first got my design job, and I was just like, oh man, this is awesome. So ever since then, I always count down the day. I mean, that month as kind of like my anniversary where my
Yeah.
career started. So yeah.
Well, I can understand that. To be fair, I can totally understand that. I know you obviously run your own wrestling podcast as well, right? Or your own little lunchtime
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
shows.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
That's actually a good show as well. If you want to tune into that, by the way, follow Drad Punx on Twitter or Twitch. Sorry, you've gone your Twitter.
Yeah.
You've gotten rid of your
Threads
Twitter.
now.
But yeah, if you want to follow him, literally go drop a follow, and yeah, you'll see what I mean. Obviously, you play retro games as well.
Yep.
So, what's your favorite retro game?
Okay. Number one favorite of all time is Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and
Ooh.
Knuckles for the Sega Genesis.
God.
Love that. I thought it was such a cool thing
Yeah.
in that day of age of video games where you're able to like it was like I always call it the original DLC.
Yeah.
Because you only had that standalone Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and that was out for like maybe like a year. Then the following, I think maybe it was like the following year, they add the attachment, the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge.
Yeah.
And I remember just seeing that through magazines because at the time there was no internet for me because it didn't exist yet. But I remember just seeing that and just be able to like attach like the Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Then you get they said like, oh, you get like 7 or 8 additional levels if you get this. I'm like, no way. So I have to get that?
Yeah.
I just remember trying to find it like I don't know if you ever had like a Blockbuster or kind of like video renting
Yeah,
where
we
you're
did.
at Jonesy.
We did, yeah. Round here.
Yeah. Yeah, so my parents always used to like rent it for like me and my siblings all the time. And yeah, it was so cool and I just remember getting it during Christmas because they're just like, you rent that game so much, why don't we just buy it for you? So I still have it. I still have the original copy
Really?
till this very day. Yeah.
Wow. I know
Yeah, it's
you've got
my.
quite a few retro games back there, obviously, because you show them on your stream, don't you?
Yep, yep, yep.
With obviously when you're about to do them. Obviously, the latest one, if I'm correct, is a wrestling game. WCW, the one I tuned into, that is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
WCW Nitro for the
yeah.
N64 I was
That
playing.
that
Yeah.
was actually when I watched that, because obviously I had to go bed because it was like 4 a.m. in the morning, I think, at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, no worries, man. You
But
gotta sleep.
yeah, I got to sleep. But the fact is, I was like, I'd never seen the game before, and I was like, pretty good game, to be fair. I mean, what other retro games do you play on stream?
Well, I would say like I'm really big into platformers,
Yeah.
kind of like the Sonic the Hedgehogs
Mm.
or Super Mario Brothers, of
Yeah.
course, or Mega Man are like one of mine. I also like fighting games, but I'm not like a competitive fighting gamer. I just like to play casually.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't really care about like competition or anything like that because I always played for the story
Yeah.
when I was a kid. So like big into like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, Street Fighter 2,
Yeah.
Super Street Fighter, like all that. So those are I would have to say I'd rank them. Then puzzle games too, like Tetris and all that. So.
Yeah. So, did you play Crash Bandicoot at all?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one of my first when I got a PlayStation, PS1 for the very first time.
Yeah.
Crash was one of those first kind of 3D kind of like I would say 3D platforming kind of like that.
Yeah.
That I got introduced. I gotta tell you, man, that those games were really difficult. I don't know how I beat them as a kid. I remember playing them on stream, and then just telling my community, I'm like, I don't know how I'm doing this. I'm like, I'm really bad right now. I don't know if I could do. I don't know if I can play this on stream.
So, literally, obviously, you struggle with Crash now.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep,
See,
big time.
I've got to admit, I don't. Some people do find it hard. A lot of people do for some reason. I don't. Obviously, when I look at people, I'm thinking, how do you find that hard? Because obviously, when you look at, well, obviously me, I'm like, I don't find it hard. So it's like,
Oh no, man! I seen you play that. You're a pro.
I'm not a pro. I'm not a pro. Trust me, guys. He's lying. I'm not a pro. Okay, here's a question from Jay Horner.
Hmm.
What would you say was the pinnacle slash best era slash decade for gaming?
Hands down, it's the '90s.
The
That's because
90s.
that was my era of growing up. So I got to see it evolve.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not like, well, I don't remember the Atari days, but I remember the Nintendo
Yeah.
days. Damn, man, when I used to go to like retail stores and just seeing like all those like classic games like everywhere displayed and kiosks
Yeah.
everywhere where you can just, play like, the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Game
Yeah.
Boy, Game Gear, and like all that. Man, that was like one of the coolest, and I loved it because they had like console gaming wars, which is funny because you
Yeah.
think of it kind of like the Monday Night Wars with WCW versus WWF. But it was like between Sega Genesis slash Mega Drive, against the Super
Yeah.
Nintendo slash the Famicom, and it was like one of the funniest things I ever seen. Like, I love being able to like. This is why I love YouTube because you're able
Yeah.
to watch back like all those commercials and like the slogans, and I remember all seeing that on TV. It's like
Yeah.
what Sega does, what Nintendo don't, and I'm like, oh damn, okay, let's go. And they always compare the pricing. Like
Yeah.
Sega is a lot cheaper, but you can get this more in
That
16-bit high definition graphics.
see, that was like what Sony and Xbox are in right now. Really,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yep,
console war of the '90s. Really, the
yep,
Mega Drive. Well, before the PlayStation came in, it was basically
yep,
the Sega versus Nintendo war. You
yep.
know, so that was basically the Xbox slash PlayStation war you see today. Is basically
Hmm.
was that. Because Nintendo aren't really a big thing now, really, as much compared to what they used to be. In my opinion, obviously, because you've got people more buying the PlayStation and Xboxes now. So, back then they were buying Nintendos and,
Hmm.
Segas. So it was like, compared to now, though, they're more down there relatively, Nintendo. I don't know if you agree.
Um, well, like gaming wise, they're not up to par to what PlayStation, Xbox has because
Yeah,
holy crap,
obviously.
like the things like you can play on their consoles. Like I don't know what's the new K like 4K,
Yeah.
8K stuff that you can just see in like super really really high definition. And when it comes to that, and yeah, it's really cool.
Mm,
Like I want like because I'm a PlayStation guy, so I'll always get a PlayStation, then get an Xbox. But man, but there's just to see like the evolution of that is crazy. Just because Nintendo, I just feel like they're just their own entity, so they don't really kind of give a crap about
yeah.
like, oh, we don't care about going to like these amount of like things like 4K, 8K, or
Mm,
adding more like RAM or
yeah.
gigs or terabytes into like our
What?
console or anything and stuff. But I'm gonna just give it to them because I didn't really like follow Nintendo as much ever
Mm,
since probably the Super Nintendo. Like no, after like the N64 days.
yeah.
Like, cause I was a big PlayStation guy, so like my
Oh.
full support was just PlayStation, like all the way. Like, I didn't buy a lot of like Nintendo stuff.
Ah.
Until like the Nintendo Switch came out. I love the Switch because I'm able to bring that everywhere with me.
Yeah.
When it comes to my travels and everything, and I'm just playing something on the go. But it's always like evolving, like I mentioned, and PlayStation. I think have like another very similar thing what the Switch has because
Yeah.
they came out with the 30th anniversary of the PlayStation, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's 30 years
I
old
know,
already.
right? It's like literally. I remember when I was like a wee little me. I remember playing PlayStation and just like literally spamming Crash Bandicoot, literally all the way,
Yeah.
or Spyro,
Yeah.
the platformers. I was spamming them like no tomorrow with the PlayStation.
Oh
So
yeah, they're classics.
oh yeah, Worms as well, literally Worms. What other games did I really play? Because I really just spammed Crash Bandicoots 1, 2, and 3. That's really all
Mm,
I spammed really.
yeah.
Obviously, which is why I'm pretty good at it today. But so you were going to ask Xbox or PlayStation? Jay. Well,
Yeah, I already answered. Yeah, PlayStation.
He's pretty much answered it.
Yeah.
Why don't you tip Xbox's way then?
Oh, why don't I don't know. Because I have the original Xbox and Xbox 360,
Oh yeah,
and I don't know.
doesn't
I
appeal
guess it
to
wasn't
you.
just my thing. Yeah, it just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
I maybe because I didn't like the controlling, like how like the controller felt, because I remember just playing some games like on the original Xbox, and I'm just like, man, this is really uncomfortable and stuff. And it's just funny because like I managed to find like an Xbox somebody was giving out for free.
Well, that makes that lucky.
I didn't pay for it. It was just somebody was giving out for free.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Sure," but I'm like, I already have a PlayStation 2. I don't really care for much about it. But like, I remember playing a few games. Like, okay,
I mean,
Halo, like that's cool, but it's not really my thing. Because I know that's what's best known for that, and I'm sure it got better. But I don't know. I'm just always gonna stick with the
the PlayStation.
PlayStation or like Nintendo. I'm not an Xbox guy.
Yeah. So you like me then, really? I mean, who's your favorite Nintendo retro character then?
Retro. Well, it has to be hands-on Super Mario Brothers. That's a classic.
So
That would have to. Oh, so if I can do a top three when it comes to Nintendo, Super Mario Brothers, the Metroid
I
series,
know we've seen you play
and
Metroid.
and Legend of Zelda. Like those three are so damn equal to me,
Yeah,
man. So
I know.
I love them.
I know Yuri. I know. I've seen you stream Metroid,
Yep.
which kind of did get me into that game. I will say, because I was like, I've heard of Metroid, obviously with Samus, but I've never played it, and I played it on my own brother's Switch here, and I was like, this game's actually quite fun. Never played it in my
Right.
life, but I just, like I said, I watched D-Rad on it, and I was like, this game's actually quite fun. Don't know where I'm going, but fact is, it's fun.
Yeah. I like those like style of
Yeah.
games when it comes to the Metroid, and I don't know if you ever played Castlevania. It's very kind of like the similar vibe to it, and there's been a lot of like indie games have been coming out with that.
I will ask that in a minute, but go on. But finish what you're saying.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of like indie type of games that have been heavily inspired by
Yeah.
Metroid as of late, which has been cool because they used to be just Metroid or Castlevania with that style, but now they combine that. Like it's like a saying if people are getting into games like that, they're just
Yeah.
like, well, it's very similar. It's a Metroidvania style game. And everybody's like, what? Okay. Yeah, so it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm enjoying Metroid. I got to admit. Right. So that I know what it is, but I'm going to ask D-Rad because I don't know if he does know, but he probably will due to him being a retro gamer. What game did Mario first appear in?
The Donkey Kong game, his original name was Jumpman.
I told you.
I think it was like, I think it's like 1980 something. It has to be like before, maybe 84 or 85,
Yeah, probably.
around there. But yeah, his original name was Jumpman,
Yeah.
and I think he was a carpenter.
Yeah. I will
Or
say.
something like that.
I will say that is kind of a trick question. Kind of a trick question because people would automatically say, obviously being a retro gamer, would automatically say Super Mario Brothers. They probably would.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a trick question, but not at the same
Yeah,
time.
I can't blame them though.
Yeah.
You know, that's hard.
Oh yeah, it is a hard question if you don't know, if you've never played retro games. Like say modern day gamers, they'd probably be like, well, that's easy. Super Mario Brothers the first game, or Super Mario the first game, but
Yeah, right.
it actually isn't. I will say, guys, I will say, guys, this one does raps on his stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one does
Yes, I
raps on his stream. Terrible raps for shout
Terrible
outs,
raps.
right? And I'm going to ask now, how about performing one?
Oh, you want me to do like,
Yeah.
oh man,
How about performing
acapella
one?
rap?
your mic there. Show the
Ooh.
Yeah, you could do.
That's
You
tough.
could do an acapella or
I'll
with
do
your
some-
beatbox.
I'll do the
With your
beatbox
beats,
with
it's
you.
up to you.
I'll do your beatbox for you.
You could do it. You could do it.
Your little brother's gonna give you a beat.
You could do it. Honestly, you could do it with the thing you do, yeah. Or
All right.
you could do it a cappella. Your choice, man.
Or you could do it with me as a
I'll just put you
beatboxer.
on the main screen.
Oh man,
There you
a lot
go.
of pressure up in here. A lot of pressure.
Right, hang
Oh man, now you're putting him in the big screen.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, putting you on the big screen.
All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. Man.
Watch me.
All right.
You could do with your little
Ooh.
things if you really want. I don't mind.
Okay. Let's see. I can't have the like. I don't have any like sound, so I'm just gonna do it
fair.
like this.
Do it anyway. Doesn't matter.
Take your earphones out.
No.
I want to hear.
on.
I gotta be able to hear, little bro. Okay, let's do this. What up, Jonesy? I'm on Jonesy Podcast. Yeah. It's called the Chinwag. Thank you so much, Jonesy, for having me on here. I had an awesome time talking retro games to you and playing, well, not playing. See, this is why I call these terrible raps, because I'm not very good at them at all.
Josh, I made a
Yeah, I need a beat, man.
Yeah,
it's
I
hard
understand,
to do it without a beat.
Understand. I wouldn't mind if you put the beat on, man. Literally wouldn't. But
Yeah, I don't know how to do it on here though.
what on?
Like how to put, to add the music on here, or you be able to hear it, but that's another stream.
I think I'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, it's all good though.
it's all good.
But yeah, sorry I tried.
It's fine. It's
That's
fine, man.
that's my terrible
It's
rap.
fine. That's his terrible rapping. Anyways, that's a preview.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that was the preview. Yeah, feel free to redeem. Jonesy always saves up his
Yeah,
channel points.
I always do. Anyways, okay, so that's the end of this episode, guys. I will be back Tuesday. Obviously not for another episode, because the next episode is with Roxy Fluffy Cat. To those of you who don't know her, you should. Well, those of you who don't know her, you should. I will let D-Rad choose who to raid out to, and we will raid out after this. So, obviously, that is the end of the show, and I will be back on Tuesday, guys. Okay, bye.
See you later.